The biggest challenge for people are the internal drivers, which originated in our childhood, that determine that how we react in a different communication situation or how we use our voice. Typical comments are be perfect, try hard, make others happy. Be perfect carries that people often feel like I'm not good enough. Or if somebody has with this message, try hard, they can feel that I can never rest. I can never say no. Or often my experience is that woman has more often that message makes other happy. And this message can carry that people avoid the conflict and lost themselves in the relationship.
So please grab a cup of coffee or tea, get comfortable, and enjoy this episode. Welcome to the Brilliantly Branded podcast. Hello, and welcome again to the Brilliantly Branded podcast. As you well know, I create this podcast as a way of recovering my own voice and to giving a voice to others with the intention of empowering more women to express who they are. My guest today is Judit Nagy, knows what it means to lose her voice even physically. And what's make her story very powerful is not the loss of her voice, but is what that she experienced, the awakening in her, and how she transformed that in the way that she understands communication today and built on presence and self-expression. So she's a voice coach and communication expert who guides people back to their authentic voice through a process of getting the awareness across the body and the senses. I was part of one of her workshops recently and realized how she works and how her works remind us that communication is not only about how we sound, but about how we express ourselves when we speak. So today we are opening this space to explore this conversation and to see in detail what is happening when a voice disappears and what's become possible when that is really something that we wanted to put it outside. So Judith, welcome to the podcast, and I would love to start to know more about you and the moment that everything changed, as I was saying in the introduction, when you really felt like you lost your voice.
Hello, Maria, and hello to everyone who will listening to this podcast. Thank you for your interest in my profession and in my work. This situation is familiar for me as my previous job as news anchor, but I'm so excited because not my mother tongue, but still I'm happy to answer for you.
Thank you, Judith.
So, a bit my introduction. I think your introduction described me well. What I can add to this, yes, I'm a curious and experimental person, and I really like to create something new. That's why I create my own Choco coaching method. And I would like to emphasize that I'm not only a voice communication and personal growth coach, I'm also a mother, wife, and sister and daughter, lucky my parents alive. And yes, I think we all have different roles, and all roles needs different skills, what we can use in other roles. So, and this is our strength and power as well. And my daughter is my permanent coach. She's always mirror me, but this helps me grow. And my husband, my best supporter, and he is my strength if I'm weak. And he was my voice when I couldn't speak. And I wrote about a book about my my self journey. Title of this book is New Awakenings, and I commit often small crime, and my partner in this crime always an excellent chocolate. So yes,
Love
and
that.
the music is big part of my life. I like sing, and I'm singing in a choir. So this
Thank
is
you.
me.
And I say thank you because it's a very personal side of you when you describe yourself. And I love that when you say, I'm a mother, I'm a sister as well. And all these kind of things are connecting us with who we really are. You know, it's not just a profession, it's not just to be recognized in the environment as that person because we trend to put people in boxes. And
Hmm.
I know we all have our own story. And I will love it, Judith, that you share with us the main thing and the reasons why you end up having this big transformation in front of a situation that happened in a moment of your life. That was the reason why you lost your voice. Can you share with us what happened and what is going underneath that process?
Hmm. Let's see. I fell twice in my life. I lost my voice. I was lost. First, it was a burnout. Although I didn't know this word at that time, I was working at the Hungarian television as a news anchor, and my schedule was unstructured. Sometimes I had to wake up at 3:30 in the morning to read news at 6, or on the holiday, like Christmas, I spent time at the studio instead of at home. So slowly I started to feel this is not that lifestyle, but I really wished. And I lost my motivation and I was a bit depressed. And the second time, I completely lost my voice physically. After my daughter was born, there were serious complication, and I had a near-death experience. And I spent 3 days in a coma. And after I woke up, I had a strong fear. And later, I developed a serious problem with my vocal cords, and because of intubation, and I need a surgery, but the surgery was unsuccessful, and I completely lost my voice, and I had to learn to speak again. And this was, how can I say, it's so frightening because my voice was an essential for my work. And, it wasn't sure I fully recover.
That surprised me because where you are right now, where you are today, are a role model in the sense that you are not just recover your voice, but you are working on giving as well to others a voice to teach them how to communicate. And if we look a little bit back, um, and you live in this silence, you know, that silence that you was coming from all this world and where you was communicating, you was reading news, you was doing many things, and all of a sudden the life said to you, you know, it's a moment of silence. So what do you think that give you in life, and how that help you begin this process of maybe reconnecting with yourself, or what that's causing you?
Mhm. This two story, what I shared before, gave me a lot. And see back, I can say this was a gift of lost. First, I would like to start with when I was close to the burnout, because it was important. It was a milestone in my life. Uh, so when my husband saw that I'm deep, I'm low, he knew that I always dreamed having a chocolate shop. And for Christmas, he gave me the chance, uh, to get a new professional, and I became a chocolate maker. And this learning process um, was a life journey, because the chocolate is a very sensitive material, needs focus, structure, patience, and humility. If you would like to prepare excellent bonbon, takes time. And chocolate faced on me, everything has its time, as was written in the Bible. And if you would like to prepare a good chocolate, which has a shiny, smooth surface, which makes sharp snap, uh, you have to go through a process. And during this process, chocolate taught me and showed that sometimes I can't be patient. And when I try to find the right flavors and the right chocolates and create new bonbons, through this way, I thought that I have to be respectful, not only myself, with others too, because this is the way that you can be fulfillment. You can find the balance, the acid get balance in the chocolate. So chocolate gave me that I find an authentic voice. How can I express myself? So I create my chocolate brand, and I always create limited collections, and I always named it. My first collection I designed for Valentine Days, and each bonbons expressed an aspect of love. And I always combine my collections with an art form. And in this collection, I invited musicians, taste my chocolate, and start play immediately. And we recorded this and put in the chocolate as a CD. So find this way. It was a creative way. How can I express myself? I find a new authentic voice, how I express myself, and yes, I get back my motivation for the life. And when I lost my voice physically, after I had many different therapies, and once I met an aromatherapist, and the scents um, support me, um, unlocked my fear, and I found that, oh my gosh, how I blame myself and shame myself that I couldn't be a good mother as I wished, because I had to spend many times, long times in the hospital, 3 times per week, and I had to learn to speak again. And this sense showed me that what is my biggest um, foundation or compass, and this was my belief in God. God, who gave me courage to write about this journey.
Yeah.
And through this writing process, I felt the power of vulnerability. And I wrote about our story honest without taboo. And I showed the people my weakness. And this process had me that I accept what I was unexpected for me. And I stopped wanted to promise that my story never happened.
That is so beautiful, Judith. Very beautiful, because it's very authentic, very original. It's your own story. You own that story, and you have been doing something with that. You have been not just saying, well, this is my victim position in which, is all the things happen, but you decide to transform that, to give a step forward and to build what you have today, that is a brand, a chocolate brand. Not only that, but practicing with people across the same process that you was living. How having the contact with creativity, the opportunity to create new things, this that you did with the musicians is so brilliant. I love that. It is the different ways to give your message, to put your message out to the world. I think is the most important message for me here right now. And continue with this process in which you really recover and rediscover yourself. Part of our conversations was talking about how the way as we communicate, that reflects how we are related with ourselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Right.
what kind of patterns do you realize that we have, especially women, when we are trying to express ourselves, that probably we can become better or improving our communication in all sense?
Mm-hmm. I observe it during my coaching process that mm, people um, wanted to solve their problems um, often only in a cognitive levels. And I wanted to find something which is encourage that they use both emotional and cognitive levels too. And what I say can be the biggest challenge for people that the internal drivers. The internal drivers is that internal comments which originated in our childhood. Determinate that how we react in a different communication situation or how we use our voice. Typical comments are be perfect, try hard, make others happy. So, for example, if somebody uh, has this message, be perfect carries that these people often feel like I'm not good enough. Or if somebody has live with this message, try hard, they can feel that I can never rest. I can never say no. Or often my experience is that woman has more often that message makes other happy. But with
People
this message,
pleasant.
yeah, and this message can carry that people avoid the conflict and lost themselves in the relationship.
Mhm. Yeah, it's an entire conversation because it's connected with how we have been raised or the things, as you will explain, that we have living in our childhood. But what do you think it could be something that you can advise right now to all those listeners that can start practicing with themselves to improve that specifically?
Hmm. And I think the most important thing, take time to discover yourself. So, as I said, that's why I combined all of my previous professional experiences and I combined the chocolate tasting technique with some coaching methods because I wanted to encourage both emotional and cognitive levels to recognize that patterns, what they have, and which limit their potential. And through, because Choco Coaching is an experimented based developing program designed to explore to specific. And with this specific, through the senses, they can concentrate in themselves, inner self, and slow down and focus on themselves and discover what is that blocks which they have and they can release through senses, sight, sounds. And it's very important that don't stay in this level. Okay, I recognize what is the problem. Go deeper. Define more specific. That's why I use the chocolate. And after, create the steps. How can you take action to change, to approach your goals? So I think is very important. And if you would like to developing your communication skills, I would like to say the most common mistake, people often forget breathing. Just like you would like to build a house without wall. And very important to learn the right speech breathing, because it's differently from the natural breathing. So when you take a deep breath, concentrate on your ribs, how expand laterally, and keep open while you speaking. And this will create your inner calm. And for example, if somebody has a stage fright, I can recommend diplomat breathing. So you take a deep breath while you count 4, hold inside 4 times, and after gently exhale while you count 8. So
Okay, you inhale in 4 and you
and
exhale in
yeah,
8.
yeah.
That is
4
interesting.
inhale, stay, hold in,
You
3,
hold 4.
or 4,
Okay.
and after 8, exhale.
You exhale.
Yeah.
I wanted to come back a little bit about the ribs, because normally the way that we are not aware about how we are breathing, and we
Mhm.
are speaking, and we are don't knowing actually how to breathe correctly. So I really find a lot of value in just this exercise that you explained. But I would like you to tell us a little bit more about why your ribs. So is your belly or your ribs? So how to take those breathing exercises more
Mhm.
clearly?
Because here under the ribs is the diaphragm, and this will create a pillars for the air column. And that's why when you deep inhale, you have to focus on not only your abdominal, but you have to concentrate that.
Like
And
open your
yeah,
thoracic.
and don't
Don't do this.
push, don't do this typical,
So put your shoulders up.
yeah.
That is what
Your
most of the
shoulder
people.
have to
Yeah.
be relaxed. That's why I would like to say, because you can do this perfect, this breathing, if you have the good posture. And the good posture I called proud posture. When you imagine that you are 100 years oak tree and your food rooted on the ground, while somebody pull up like a marionette figure. And you should open your chest and with the shoulder blades move down toward your back pocket. And in this position, it's very important, because Jordan Peterson, a Canadian psychologist, emphasizes that how important this posture, and he gives a biological example, because this posture create the inner self-confidence, but increase the levels of that hormones which associated with self-confidence, such as serotonin, which create determined confidence and the driver to success. So
Excellent.
important how you stand. Like you have to be so stable.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, self-confidence. I love that. I love that. Would you like to add something else?
Yes. I think what we didn't do never. Warm up your voice and body. Like when you go to the gym, before you start to work out, you warm up your body. And we need to warm up our voice, our vocal cords, lips, our tongues. So some simple exercise support strongly presence and train your voice a little bit. So simple. Just say a gentle sigh. Ah, ah. And after blew through your lips, because you have to, everything
Yeah.
have to be relaxed.
Yeah.
Up your pelvis here. So this part have to relax, and you can squeeze only your hips and your foods, and the other things say rrr. This is the tongue thrill. And after you do this, say gentle ba 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 ba. Open your chin and
Excellent.
yes, and say that tra, tre, tri, tro, tru, bra, bre, bri, bro, bru. And after with r, up and down like a siren. You can warm up your whole range, but you can use, if you would like to have a well-sounded voice and speech persuasive and influence with your voice, you have to use a range, which will create persuasive. Yes?
Yeah, that I think nowadays even is, I mean, all those steps, even sometimes for, you're just going to have a meeting or you are going to have a conversation with important future client, the preparation of the things, even warming up your voice, the way that you are going to speak, because that is for me related with this self-confidence, as you will say, posture as well is so important, and the way that you prepare yourself, it's all the things, is your own methodology in how you can become more self-confident, have your voice more clear as well. When I am preparing the podcast, for example, I do one additional that is with a pen. So I have a pen here and I put it in here and I am
Yes.
moving and trying to speak to the camera with this, and it's very difficult. But it's, I think, part of the things that allow me to try to vocalize better, even when sometimes I am not. But this is part of the things I will add. I don't know if you are practicing that. That is filming yourself and making a video of yourself to know if the way that you are communicating are clear enough in the way that you vocalize, in the way that you move, in the way that you express. Because for me, for example, the hands are saying a lot. So I move my hands all the time. Sometimes maybe are not visible because I'm having like here. But I think that that could be something that you will add to these advices that you are sharing with us.
Yes, I really agree with you. We have to use our body as well, but not overdo it. So your palms open, but not here.
Yeah.
Where are your hips? So
Yeah,
this
yeah, yeah.
is that level when you can use, because this will emphasize is what you want to say and make you authentic. And use your head. You can moving and during presentation, use the place where you are, so you can keep the attention, your audience attention. So it's very important. And these exercises can create that you stay in a moment, be in a present and be focused. This is the way of connect with the people. Because if you feel self-confident, you will show with this, with your body, with your present. And the mirror nerves will mirror what you feel. So the audience will feel what you feel inside, and they will mirror you. And
Yeah.
this is the connection. And if you see that your audience is, excited
Yeah.
and pay attention, will lift up your confidence.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if you
Yeah.
have a big fear inside, they will lose the confidence and
The
they will
trust.
feel the
Yeah.
trust.
But you know
Yes,
what? I have heard about studies actually that are showing that when you are in front of a crowd of people, your brain are receiving that as a threat. Like if you were just in front of a terrible animal that is going to come, like a lioness or something like
yeah,
that. So your brain is understanding that you are in danger and all your nerve system is activated to put you in alert. But
yeah,
the thing is, and the only way that have been happening to me personally to avoid that things happen is the amount of times that I have been practicing that in presentations in front of people, speaking in the podcast, and having the practice all the time. Because when you do that just time to time and you need to do a presentation, you are petrified if you are not practicing that with regularity. And that is part of my experience. I don't know, what do you think about that, Judith? This is something that the people need to practice more, or how they can prepare better to excel in this presentation?
yes, I agree with you. And I think, we always said, oh, I can't control it. It's not true. If we will have some skills, we learn about this, and we will have this knowledge, we can control our emotions, our body, and our presence. So yes, we always complain we don't have time, but during in the traffic, you can do these exercises and la la la. Why not? So I think you have these exercises will be part of your life. These if you practice, this will become as a habit, new
Right.
habit.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Yeah.
this is a ritual before you go on a stage or you have a difficult conversation or a job interview. Small, not hours and hours. No, 50 minutes, 10 minutes. But if you do a practice consequently, you will have a new habit, which will increase your performance.
Yeah,
So
of
not
course.
enough wish that increase my impact. We have to take action. Without action, we can't approach our goals.
Yeah, you are completely right, and thank you for this important message, because it's important for us to be aware about how we need to be prepared to have a better communication and to have a voice and to give ourselves to know to the world in the way that the people can understand what we say. So I have to say, Judith, thank you very much for all your knowledge, for sharing that with us. I have to say, after living the experience of being in one of your workshop, the Shoko coaching workshop, I got a beautiful experience there. It was a very punctual in working in something that I was not aware that should be working on, and anchoring that, but most importantly, practicing that, what I have learned during your workshop, is what I will invite people to come and join your workshops of the Choco coaching. It was a beautiful experience, and invite more people to join your Choco coaching workshops.
Thank you so much, and thank you for your active listening. And I would say, never forget that. And as you said, be aware of your voice is your business card. Your speech is your style, and your communication is your power. And all of this is your business card. And take responsibility how you use your voice, because your voice and communication can be like a weapon. They can start a war, but they can calm it down. And use your voice with human humility.
I love that. Thank you very much, Judith. I hope people have opportunity to listen into all your steps and especially taking action and having the best of our own voice. Thank you very much, Judith, for being here.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Your story is your brand, and your brand is a seed for a better world. Every conversation you heard today came from someone who showed up to share honestly and trusted that their experience could help someone else. That someone is probably you. Now it is your turn to pass it on. Please share this episode with one woman who needs it. Explore the playlist and find the conversation that is picked for her moment. Because the right story, shared at the right time, changes everything. And every time this community grows, it reaches farther than you can imagine. The proceeds from our brilliantly branded live events go directly to children's education through Seeds for a Better World, the association we founded so that impact never stops. So please explore the playlist, and if you know a voice that deserves to be heard here, please send them my way. Until the next episode, ciao ciao!